Let's continue today about the localization of the genes on a locus. Meiosis and fertilization ensure the transmission of maternal and paternal to the offspring chromosome. So أكيد نحن بنعرف إنه الميوزز والفرتلايزيشن هن two processes اللي رح يضمنوا إنه يكون في عندي transmission لهالجينز because we inherit the chromosomes and we inherit the genes on the chromosome through gamete, sperm and egg. The experimental crossing of true breeding organisms that differ only in one trait is called monohybrid cross or monohybridism. نحن بنعرف انه كل ما بنعمل true breeding cross رح ارجع اذكر شو يعني true breeding. True breeding يعني I have two pure organisms that are crossed together. For example, a gray female mouse crossed with a white male mouse crossed together they will give a hybrid gray mouse. هذا بنقول له true breeding يعني both are true breeding, both are pure, but the outcome of this crossing is a hybrid. Then they differ in one trait. يعني أنا هون I'm studying only one trait, the coat color, gray or white. Because next step we're gonna discuss the two traits, but it's suspended in this year. فإذا this is called monohybridism. What do I mean by monohybridism? Monohybridism, it is a cross between two organisms. These organisms, each one has its own special trait and they differ in only one trait. That's why we called it monohybridism. How is a hereditary trait transmitted to the next generation? For sure, it's through meiosis and by fertilization. Transmission of allele to the offspring. In a breeding of mice, crosses were performed between two breeding lines, a gray female and a white male. So as you see, I have two mice, one gray and the other is white. They are pure. We made a cross. Many crosses were performed in order to obtain enough offspring. So the result obtained will be of a statistical value. يعني we crossed them 50 times, 100 times. Okay? تنعمل هيدا statistical table. Statistical distribution of F1 and F2 generation. What do I mean by F1 and what do I mean by F2? F1 means the first generation. F2 means the second generation. Look, number of the letter means the lot, مجموعة. First letter, total offspring, عطوني 8 mice. Number of white 0, percentage of white 0, number of gray 8, the percentage 100. يعني طلع عندي 8 فيران وال8 طلعوا gray, looking like one of the parents as you can see in document C. So, the first generation give من إلا a homogeneous lot, a homogeneous generation looking like one of the parents as we taught you in grade 9. شو كنا نقول بgrade 9? In grade 9 we said that the first generation is homogeneous generation يعني كلهم بيشبهوا بعضهم, they are gray looking like one of the parents. كنا نقول thus يطلع معنا two conclusion. The parents are pure plus gray dominate white since all F1 gives a homogeneous generation looking like one of the parents. Then, what do I mean by second generation F2? I have two letters, يعني مجموعتين. The number of offspring total one was 12. Number of white 2 and the number of gray 10. بتاني مجموعة طلع عندي 10 gray و 2 white. So the color white appears in the second generation. As you can see, generation 3, 4, 5 or the letters of generation F2 عم ببلش يعلى عندي الوايت ويقل عندي الجراي بنسبة بتضل الجراي أعلى من الوايت. But we observe a new trait. We observe the white right now, which means the recessive in F1 is now appearing. So what do I mean by this? This means that the white is recessive comparing it to gray and it appears starting from the next generation. Let's analyze the next generation. شو هي ال next generation أو F2? It is F1 times F1. Whenever you cross F1 times F1, it gives 3 over 4 gray and 1 over 4 white. Let's analyze by meiosis and gamete this issue. إذا بناخد parents gray female mouse GG, so it's pure gray. Cross it with a white mouse WW. كيف بنعمل نحن fertilization؟ قبل fertilization I have meiosis. شو عندها تعطيني الجراي mouse as gamete? It has only gray because it's pure. So 100% it would give a G. Same for the white. It's pure. It can only give only one type of gamete. يعني أنا لما بعمل الجاميت ما بعمل عدد، بعمل نوع. شو ممكن تعطيني الوايت؟ It's only 100% white. Sperm white, egg gray. So crossed together, all together give hybrid gray mouse GW. كلهم بيطلعوا gray, looking like one of the parents because gray dominates white. So in the first generation, only gray appears. Second generation. You know that the second generation, it is F1 times F1. يعني it's a gray mouse holding the white times a gray mouse also holding the white. شو بيتغير عندي هون؟ أكيد الجاميتس. Now I have two types of gamete. Gray and white, gray and white. 50-50, 50-50. If we cross them together, we obtain 3 over 4 أو 75% gray, 1 over 4 white. With 50% gray holding the white. شو عم بيصير in reality in meiosis? In meiosis I have homologous chromosome GW. عم نحكي F1 times F1. G and W. The first chromosome is holding the gray. The other chromosome is holding the white. The first meiotic division we separate homologous chromosome. So the gray عم تجي على أول chromosome والwhite عم تجي على second chromosome. Second meiotic division, separation of sister chromatids. As you can see, I have فإذن 4 sperm أو 4 ova. إذا كنا عم نحكي أكيد عن الأوفا هن 3 polar bodies and 1 ova. دي بس هون عم نحكي عن sperm, they have a tail. So بس كم نوع من الجاميت I have only 2 type, 50% gray and 50% white. Test cross. What do I mean by test cross and when do I perform test cross? A test cross is performed in order to find out whether an organism that exhibits a dominant trait is homozygous or heterozygous for this trait. شو يعني؟ من اسمه لازم أعرف test cross يعني I need to test something. I am testing an individual who looks gray. بعرف إنه الجراي dominant. بجي بتطلع بهيدي الماوس بلاقيها gray. So I pose a question. Is this mouse gray pure or gray hiding the white? So it exhibits a given phenotype, but I need to know the real genotype. So why do I perform test cross? I perform the test cross to know the real genotype. That's why I cross it with an individual who is pure WW and I observe the result. It consists of crossing an organism with a dominant trait with another organism with homozygous recessive trait. أكيد الrecessive والhomozygous produce only one type of gamete. Therefore, I observe the phenotype of the offspring that reveals أكيد with no doubt the type of allele carried by the gamete to the parents to be tested. شو يعني هذا الحكي؟ يعني أنا لما بجيب الهيتيروزايجوس individual وبعمل له كروس مع البيور، أنا متأكدة إنه